In this video, the good people of the town of Oasis come head-to-head with the VioLux Gang. Yes, we are playing a special game of basic battles, Clash of Cars. Hello gamers, Matthew here from Grey Army Gaming. I am super excited to play this game of basic battles, Clash of Cars. Welcome to the beautiful, quiet, picturesque town of Oasis, where people are carrying on with their lives, taking kids to school, they are picking up trash, taking people around in the taxis, making deliveries, picking up deliveries. Everything is good in Oasis, that is, until the gang show up. Rolling into town is the VioLux Gang with their luxury cars. We've got two of them coming into town on this side and two more over here. Now the purpose of the gang is to come in and try to make a hit on the bank and the stores in the town to make off with as much money as possible. But little do they know that the town is going to be awoken to this problem, and they are going to spring into action to try to defend their town from the gang. For this game, we are going to be using our basic battles rule system with the addition of the Clash of Cars special rules. If you're interested in learning about these rules and getting a little more in-depth presentation of them, go ahead and check out our other video where we walk through the Clash of Cars rule set. In addition, we have a few specific rules for this campaign for the town of Oasis that we can go through before we begin the gameplay. Let's begin now with the VioLux Gang. As is standard, each of the cars will have a total of 4 wounds, so they'll have 1 driver and 3 passengers, and these passengers will step in as a driver if the driver is taken out of commission. Now, in addition to this, the VioLux Gang is going to have a total of 6 nitro boosters associated with each car. Now, what a nitro booster does is that at any point during a car's turn, you may spend a nitro booster to get you an additional 1d6 of movement in inches. So I just rolled a 2. That would give that car an additional 2 inches of movement. Now what's cool about nitro boosters is it doesn't have any negative consequences. So if it pushes you over 10 inches, for example, you will not need to take a loss of control roll. The second special rule has to deal with the people of Oasis, and I am calling this the safety and solidity rule. Now, in contrast to the luxury cars of the VioLux Gang, the people of Oasis have very safe and very solid vehicles, whether they are these family vehicles or they are vehicles such as this garbage truck. And what this means is that for every roll that they roll in defense of an attack, they will gain a +3 to that roll. With those special rules explained, we are now able to show you the setup for this game. The people of Oasis are going to be spread out throughout the city. So we have the family vehicle here in the roundabout. Over here, we have the garbage truck picking up some of its garbage. Over here on the top, we have our taxi at the station picking up some people. And finally, over here, we have our delivery truck picking up a delivery. Now, the gang is going to be rolling into town from 2 positions. The first one will be over here on the side, coming in over here. 2 cars, and if we swing over to the other side of town, we see that there are 2 cars coming in this direction. Now what we're going to do now is we are going to play our basic battles rules and begin by rolling off for initiative to see who begins. So here we go, initiative roll. We are going to have the red die for the gang and the blue die for the people of Oasis. Here we go, and it's going to be 12-5. The gangs begin. Round 1. Now we will be playing a game here where we activate only 2 figurines at a time, and then we go to the other side to activate. So 2 at a time. Let's go ahead now and activate 2 of the gang cars and see what they can do. Starting here with this car, let's move him 10 inches so we don't need to take a loss of control roll, and see if we can get him over here to take a shot off on that delivery vehicle. Short range, so our attack is going to be a 15. We got a +3 on the defense roll because of our special rule there. That'll be an 18. That is a miss. So here you see our lives, our wounds, you see our number of nitro boosters, and we'll be using these little blue tokens like usual to show which cars have been activated. Second activation for the gang, let's go ahead and activate this blue luxury car. Moving ahead 10 inches. Now that's not enough to get me a clean shot on this family vehicle, so I'm going to go ahead and use one of my nitro boosters to get an extra D6 of movement. Here we go, how many inches? Oh, up to 6 more inches, perfect. With that, I'm actually just going to come right here, and that will give me a nice look at that car to take a shot. Attack roll will be a 9. They have a defense of +3, so that is a 2. +3 is 5, so that attack actually goes through. So that is going to drop us down to 3 wounds from our 4 wounds, and now we need to roll off to see if we hit the driver. We have 4 passengers, so it is a 1d4 roll. If we roll 1, we hit the driver. And it is a 4, so one of the passengers are taken out, the driver is fine, and the car does not run out of control. All right, let's run over now to the people of Oasis. Don't mess with the soccer mom. You just knocked out one of her kids. So this woman is going to turn her family vehicle here and gas to the floor, pedal to the floor. She is going to go and do the ramming maneuver onto this car. Now, we are under 10 inches, so she will not have to make any rolls for losing control. Ramming has 2 attacks now associated with it, so here we go. 2 attacks. Oh, natural 20 and a 10. And here's the defense roll. What do we get? A 5. No, so the 10 goes through, and the natural 20 is 2 wounds. So this soccer mom does a total of 3 wounds on this car. So let's roll now to see if we hit the driver. Since all 3 of the wounds happened at the same time, we're going to roll a d4 3 times. Any 1s would be the driver. First wound is no, it's a passenger. Second wound is also a passenger. And the third wound is going to be a passenger as well. So the driver makes it out unharmed. The driver is the only one left in this vehicle. Second activation, the delivery truck here is going to turn and also pull off the ramming maneuver. Let's measure to see if it is under 10 inches. Yes, so it is 8 inches total, no problem. We do not need to roll for loss of control. Ramming maneuver means 2 attacks, so do 2 d20s. Here we go. And that'll be a 16 and an 11. And our defense roll is going to be a 7. So 2 wounds go through. And here's the question. Do either of those wounds hit the driver, affect the driver? Let's roll a d4 twice now. So on a 1, yes! It hits the driver! So when the driver is hit, we immediately move 3 inches in a random direction. We do not take any consequences for running into things or other cars because we're assuming that the car is slowing down once the driver has been hit. But it also means that this car is going to be out of commission. It cannot act in the next round. If you don't have a direction dial like this one, you can always just use a D10, and wherever the point is pointing, that's the direction of the car. So let's go ahead and see where this car ends up going 3 inches. So it's going to go flying backwards. And now to remember that this car is going to be out its next turn, what we will do is just flip the car on its side so that we know that it does not get a turn. All right, activations. Let's go back to the gang. Now, what I want to do over here is run over to this car. And I am actually going to try to drive this car as fast as I can and see if I can ram the family car here on the side. So let's go ahead and measure that off to see if I need to make a loss of control roll. So I measured out this distance in this ramming maneuver, and it is going to be a total of 17 inches. Now, anything over 10 requires of us a loss of control roll. And remember, we take the number of inches when we are over 10, and we divide it by 2, rounding down. So 17 divided by 2 is going to be 8 in this case. So here we go. I need to roll a d20. If I get a 1 through 8, I lose control of my car at the high speed. So here we go. It's a natural 1! No way! So this is not good for the VioLux Gang. He gassed it way too hard and his car took off. So after 1 inch, because we rolled a 1 here, after 1 inch, he loses control. And now we're going to move 6 inches in a random direction. It is going to be backwards. So we can't go off the board, and we don't hit anything either, so there's no negative consequences for hitting something. But what he does is basically spins out of control like this as he hits the gas, and he drives over this direction, and he will end up right there. And unfortunately for him, his turn is now over. All right, not so successful there. Let's run over here to the other side for our second activation. We're going to have this car right here. We are also going to try a ramming maneuver over here on this delivery vehicle. So let's measure off the distance, and we are most likely going to have to take a loss of control roll there as well. All right, we have got a 15-inch distance here, which is 5 inches over our 10. So that will force us to take a loss of control roll. 15 divided by 2 will be, rounded down, will be 7. So here we go. If we roll a 1 to 7, we lose control. Okay, there is a 19. No problem. We make the successful ramming maneuver. So the ramming maneuver gives us our 2 attacks here. Here we go. Oh, wow, a 15 and a 16. +3 to the defense of the delivery vehicle because it is a solid vehicle. We got to have to beat a 15 and a 16. No, it's a 2. So a total of 5. That is not enough. 2 wounds go through. Now we have our 4 people in the car, so we need to roll a d4 twice. On any 1s, we hit the driver. So here we go. First roll is going to be a 3, not the driver. Second roll is going to be a 1. It's the driver. Oh, no. So as the driver is hit, the foot comes off the pedal and the car rolls to a stop 3 inches from here, in which direction? Heading backwards. So the car kind of slides and scrapes along the other vehicle. And it will stop there on that rock. Let's go ahead and turn this vehicle on its side so that we know that that vehicle is not going to get a turn the next round because it will need to switch drivers. All right, let's run back to our 2 activations we have left for the townspeople of Oasis. Let's start here with our taxi. I'm going to try to run him up conservatively 10 inches. Let's not use any risks here. And let's see if we can get a shot off on this guy. So there is the taxi's final position. The question now, however, is if there is a line of sight or if this car is going to have cover. And it looks like we are just going to be able to get to the front of the car, but none of the passengers look like they're at risk of being hit. So we're going to have to try to shoot around the other vehicle, giving this car a +5 defense for cover. And one more thing to check is if we are in short range. Yes, we are in short range, under 12 inches. So that will be no problem there. Short range, but +5 for the cover. Attack roll, here we go. We got a 5. Oh no, here's our defense roll, 7 + 5. No, that is going to be a miss. And final activation now is going to go to our garbage truck. Now, I don't know if I'm going to be able to get any good shots off here. You know what? I think we're going to do it. We are going to try the ramming maneuver onto this blue car. We're going to try to hit him in the back, and we're going to come all the way from over here. So let's go ahead and measure it out to see if we lose control. Okay, I've measured it out. From here around this tree to the back of this car is a 16-inch ramming charge maneuver, which means we are over our 10 inches. 16 divided by 2 is 8. So here we go. If I roll a 1 to 8, we lose control of the garbage truck. Come on, we need this. 12! Yes, we made it! All right. Yes, that is amazing. The sanitary service comes to the rescue. So we're going to drive, cruise around here just between this tree and this rock, and we're going to come right around this corner and ram this car in the rear. The charging maneuver means 2 attacks, so we've got a 2 and a 9. That is not good. Okay, we need to beat a 9, otherwise we lose our last wound and this car will be out of the game. So here we go. This is a clutch roll here. It's a 10! Oh my gosh! So none of those wounds actually go through. The garbage truck comes and sort of bounces off the side, just kind of scrapes the car and is not able to finish him off. So that is the end of round 1, and here's how things sit right now. We have got the mother in her sports SUV here who is really taking out a lot of wounds on this guy. Unfortunately, the garbage man was unable to finish it off. This guy over here was trying to be tough, and he spun out of control, lost control of his car right away when he tried to charge in. The taxi over here is coming into the battlefield, still a little ways out, and over here we have got, unfortunately, the delivery truck and this gang member have both been knocked out. The drivers were taken out of commission, which means they have to switch one of the passengers to driver. They're both going to miss their turns in this next round, and we have one guy over here who's still doing okay. So that is the end of round 1. Let's go ahead and flip our die over to round 2, and we can roll off for initiative to see who begins. Once again, we have the blue to the Oasis folks and the red to the gang. So here we go. It is going to be 19-5. The gang begins again. First activation for the gang. Let's activate this guy. Pull him out of this combat here where these guys are both on their sides. He's going to try to drive over here and ram the soccer mom right there. Now this is 16 inches right here, which is not good. So we're going to begin by using one of our nitro points and rolling off 3 inches. Okay, that'll bring us 3 inches closer, which means we are only 13 inches away. Half of that will be a 6 rounded down. So we need to roll above a 6, otherwise we lose control. All right, we've turned ourselves around with our nitro booster, but we need to roll above a 6. So 1 to 6, we go out of control. 13, no problem. What a mess here, traffic jam. All right, we got 2 attacks because we have done the ramming maneuver. A 5 and a 10, that's not great. Soccer mom defense roll is a natural 20 plus her 3. So this guy comes cruising in, and at the last minute he hits a pothole and just his car just doesn't do any damage, just scrapes off the side. Second activation, let's run over here to this guy. He spun out of control last time. We're going to turn him around, and we're going to have him try the ramming maneuver over here on the garbage truck. Remember, there's no pre-measuring in this game, so for the sake of safety, I'm going to use one of my nitro booster points and give me an extra D6 on this turn of distance before I even try to ram him. All right, 6 inches, that's going to definitely bring me into safe distance. 6 will bring me right about here, and then I will be able to use my 10 to ram this guy right there. VioLux with the charging ram. We get 2 attacks. Here we go. It's going to be a 1 and a 14. Garbage truck now with a +3 because it's so strong. We need to beat a 14, and it's a 15 plus 3, 18. No problem. So this guy comes cruising in, and same problem. All the potholes in the city here, even though it's a wonderful, beautiful city, Oasis. Yes, there are potholes. Hitting potholes, he's thrown off and only scrapes the side of the garbage truck. Jumping over to the Oasis folks, we're going to have the soccer mom, some of her passengers, this sounds horrible, some of her passengers, which are some of her kids probably, are going to take a shot off through the window at this guy right here. Here we go, and the hit will be on a 17. Can we defend it? 17, it's a tie. We go again. Second attempt here. An 11 from the soccer mom's car and a 4 of defense. So no, the wound goes through, and that is the last wound for that car. With that great move here of the soccer mom, this is going to clear up a space here. So we're going to have the garbage truck pedal to the floor. He's going to cruise over here and swing around and try to clip this car right here in the tail. Now, when he does that, this guy's going to get an attack of opportunity, one shot off to try to hit him. Attack of opportunity now. We're going to be hitting on an 18. Uh-oh. And an 18 as well for the defense. Let's try that again. Attacking on a natural 1. That is going to be a miss. Yeah, so no, the attack of opportunity doesn't go. The shot flies over the garbage can or garbage truck, or actually bounces off. Who knows? Ting, ting. So the garbage truck makes it through now. We get 2 attacks on that luxury car. All right, ramming attack. 2 attacks. It's going to be a 12 and a 1. And in defense, a 12. Let's re-roll those 12s. 7 against a 12. So no, neither of those attacks goes through. We'll run over here and activate this guy. He can just set his car down and come back into play at this point because they are switching drivers. Now he will not be able to do anything else this turn. And same thing with this guy. When we jump back over to the Oasis people, he will turn up. That is the end of his activation. But we do have over here, we have our taxi car. Full speed ahead. The taxi is going to charge that yellow car. And we are under 10 inches, so there's no risk of losing control. Here we go. What an ugly pile up. 2 attacks now, and we have a 3 and a 6. Not good. The defense roll is going to be a 5, so actually one of them goes through. Rolling to see if the driver's knocked out on a 1. Oh, it is a 1! The driver is knocked out! Oh! Car moves in 3 inches. It probably won't move at all because it's kind of boxed in here. No, it cannot move any further that direction, so that is where the car will stop. Let's go ahead and put it on its side here so we know that they need to switch someone else into the driver position before they can go again. So here we are at the end of the second round, and what a mess we have going on in here. Well, the townspeople were able to get rid of one of those gang members. These guys have not been doing very well with their attacks. Over here, these guys are finally back into commission after losing their drivers, which is going to bring us over here now to our turn die. Let's turn it over to turn number 3, and let's roll off for initiative. The initiative roll in the roundabout fountain. It's going to be 15 to 11. The townspeople get to start for once. All right, garbage truck, you are going to be our hero. We are going to take him out of this combat, but he is knocked out, so they can't actually do anything. He's going to come over here and cruise over here and charge into the side of that guy. Okay, I thought this was definitely 10 inches or less, but you know what? It wasn't. There's no pre-measuring, so it ended up being 11 inches, which means we need to take an out-of-control roll because we were going to get going really fast here. It's going to be an 11, so 11 divided by 2, rounded down, will be a 5. If we roll a 1 to 5, we are out of control. It's a 14, no problem. That is a solid hit now. 2 wounds because we are ramming. Natural 1 and a 4. That is horrible. That is horrible. How does the defense roll go? A 4 as well. Oh, this is incredible. I can't believe we're rolling so poorly. Well, we still get another chance here. One more attack. 13 to a 6. So 1 wound will go through. There are only 2 people left here in the car, so that means we have a driver and a passenger. We're going to roll a D4. On a 1 or 2, it's the driver. On a 3 or 4, it's the passenger. 3 or 4. Okay, they're fine. So essentially what this means now is that there's only one passenger, or sorry, only one person left in the car. It's the driver. So they cannot shoot and drive at the same time. Next thing, let's run over and activate the soccer mom and her SUV. She is also going to take the chance now when this car is out of commission to go ahead and leave that combat. She's going to swerve around here and go ahead and ram this guy right in the front. 2 attacks now because of the ram. We've got a 6 and an 18, a defense roll of an 11. So 1 wound will go through, dropping this guy down to 3. And we need to take a roll to see if it's the driver. 1d4. On a 1, it's the driver. No, it's just the passenger. Heading back over to the gang, we are going to take this guy and cruise out of this combat right here and try to ram right here, swerving through into the taxi car. Now what that means is that Soccer Mom will get an attack of opportunity. 11. And that is a 10. So 1 wound goes through. And with attacks of opportunity, we do not need to roll off to see if it was the driver. That is only in regular attacks. So we go down to 2 wounds there, and we are able to connect here, which means 2 attacks against the taxi. Here we go. And oh, natural 20 and a 5. Let's see, the taxi is going to come back with a 17. No. So the natural 20 goes through 2 wounds. And here's a question. Is it the driver that's affected? 2 wounds. Let's roll this twice. On a 1, it is. No, it's a 2. That's a passenger. Second one. No, a 4. That's also a passenger. Second activation for the gang. Let's run over here to our orange car. He's going to charge into the delivery vehicle. Of course, garbage truck is going to get an attack of opportunity. That's a 3. Are we able to avoid that with an 11? No problem. So 2 attacks in the delivery truck here, and we are rolling a 9 and a 12. Defense roll of a 12, so we need to re-roll those 12 since we tied. Let's start with the attack again. That will be a 17 and a defense of a 3. So 1 wound is going to go through. Ooh, that's going to bring our delivery truck down to a single wound. The question now is, did that hit the driver? We're going to roll a D4, 1, 2, driver, 3, 4, passenger. And it's a 1. It was the driver. 3-inch movement in which direction? Oh, backwards. And of course, let's put this guy on his side to show that they need to switch now to the final person in the vehicle, which needs to take over as the driver. Back over on this side, let's have our taxi stay in base-to-base combat here and have one of the passengers out here shoot off a shot over onto that black car. Attack is going to be a 10. Defense of a 10. Ooh, we have to re-roll those again. Here we go. 7 on the attack and a 13 on the defense. So no, the shot ricochets off the car. Final activation for the village people here. No, not the village people. This isn't the YMCA, folks. This is the Oasis people. Final activation here. Remember, he got knocked out. They need to switch, so they're going to use their activation just to change over to the driver there, and that is the end of his turn. He can't do anything else. Back to the gang, and same thing here. We're going to switch drivers, and that will be the end of that activation. End of round 3, and here's how things are looking. It is looking pretty bad for the gang. The village people, or the Oasis people, have once again stepped up, and they are really doing some massive damage onto these gang members. But it's not clear yet who is going to be decisive in this victory. So let's go ahead and roll over here now to our 4th round, and let's roll off for initiative. All right, here we go. Initiative goes to, and it'll be 16-9. The Oasis folks begin. Let's begin here with the DHL truck. No one messes with DHL. We got 1 wound left. All we got is our driver. He's going to ram. You shall not stop the delivery of my packages. All right, here we go. 2 attacks here from the DHL car. And we've got a 12 and a 3. This guy only has 1 wound left. Can he beat a 12? It's a 5. No! So that is the last wound. This car explodes and it is taken off the battlefield. Good job, DHL. Second activation, Soccer Mom is still on a rampage. So she's going to come flying around like this. Right in the back of that black car. 2 wounds, so this could be potentially deadly here. 2 attacks, and we got an 18 and a 13. Defense roll is going to be a 10. Oh no, so 2 wounds go through. Don't mess with suburban moms. We only have 1 gang member left now, and he's the last activation. Let's begin by using one of his nitro boosters here. So we'll put him down to 4. And we'll see. We're going to roll this off and see if we can get a little bit of extra movement now before we decide what we're going to do. 5 inches. Perfect. Let's drive him over here. We're going to go for the DHL car and try to pick someone off. This is some pretty crazy maneuvering here, but 5 inches right up here. Attack of opportunity from the taxi. That'll be on a 10. Defense roll of 14, so no problem. All right, let's go ahead and go into our DHL guy. Let's measure this off for our ramming maneuver. All right, good thing we took that nitro booster there because it's only 8 inches, so we can get into the ramming connection here with 8 inches. Only one wound left here on our delivery truck, so we need to hit with just one of these 2 attacks. We've got a 15 and a 13. Defense roll of 14, so no, 15 goes through. Boom, that's enough to knock out the driver. The DHL truck is taken out of commission. Final 2 activations in this round will go to the Oasis people. Let's start here with the taxi. I don't want to just shoot him. I want to actually try to ram him. So let's go ahead and measure off the distance and make our loss of control roll. $15 inches, so 15 divided by 2, rounding down 7. I need to roll above a 7. Come on, above a 7. 19, yes. Taxi, taxi. Double attacks on the charge on the ram. 13 and a 3, not great. Defense roll of a 19, so neither of those 2 go through. Final activation over here to the garbage truck. He is going to try a ram maneuver here, but he's not just going to hit him in the back. He could. He's going to flash a little bit and show off and drift around this rock like this. Come here, drift a little bit more, and smash into the front of that guy. 2 attacks now on the charge, and a 3 and an 18. Not great on one, but okay on the other. Defense roll is going to be a 6. No, so 1 wound will go through. Three people left in the car, so let's roll a 1d6. On a 1 to 2, it hits the driver. It's a 2. No way. No way. It hits the driver. 3 inches in which direction? Forward. Well, we can't go any more forward because we are up against this guy right here. So that is where we will end that turn. And what this means is this guy will now be out of commission as he needs to pass on over to a new driver, which means in the next round of combat, we will have 3 guys attacking. This is most likely going to be our 5th and final round. Things do not look good for the gang. Initiative roll, and it's going to be 17 to 4. The gang will begin. Okay, this final car has to use its activation to switch drivers, so that is all it can do at this point, which means that the turn for the gang is over. We get 3 activations now for the people of Oasis. Neither the garbage truck nor the taxi is able to charge into anyone else, so let's stay put and take a shot off. Starting off with the garbage truck shooting over. Oh no! Natural 20. Uh-oh, natural 20. Okay, there's only 2 wounds left here on this gangster. So if he doesn't roll a natural 20, folks, the game is over. Huge roll here. 17! No! So with that, 2 wounds go through. The last 2 wounds for this car, knocking it out. It blows up. Do not mess with the sanitation services of Oasis. That's all I gotta say. And with that final explosion, the people of Oasis are now able to go back to their daily lives, dropping their kids off at school, picking up and dropping off passengers, and picking up the trash. Unfortunately, the DHL delivery guy did not make it, but the rest of the town did just fine, scaring off that gang. Hopefully they will not be back ever again. Well, there you have it, folks. The conclusion of our exciting game of Basic Battles, Clash of Cars. Wow, the people of Oasis really stepped up and were able to meet that gang head on and to defeat them pretty decisively. That was an exciting victory, and it just goes to show you when a few people in a small suburban town come together, they can accomplish anything. Well, if you like this kind of content, Basic Battles content, and Clash of Cars content, and you'd like to see more videos like this in the future, please do give me a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment below, and I will continue to make more videos like this in the future. And most importantly, thank you for joining us here today at Gray Army Gaming for the future of gaming.
Ta-da!